So if you're still watching this, you probably are that mom who has a huge calling on her life. And God is constantly stretching you, or he's ready to stretch you to get you to the point or the size or the formation of what he needs you to be so that you can walk out that calling. So if I decide I'm only comfortable enough to be a individual size pizza, that's what, like this big, you know? then then I can only go but so far. But when it gets to a point where God really wants us to wake up and stop using excuses and stop being stagnant and stop having not having any consistency or structure in our homes and in our families, in our lives in general, then he starts stretching you more. If I got to become a large pizza because my calling is large, I got to go through a lot of stretching, right? So I looked up the definition of stretching, of course. I Googled it, and the AI thing actually gave a definition that fits exactly what I'm talking about perfectly. So I'm going to read it now. It said, it is embracing new experiences. To be stretched means to embrace new experiences, to be willing to take risk or try new things that force adaptation and learning, which may be uncomfortable initially, but ultimately rewarding. If that's not powerful, I don't know what is. Like, to be stretched, you have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to no longer be comfortable, especially when you're being stretched to do something that God is calling you to do. And it forces you to adapt. It forces you to maneuver, to change, to make adjustments according to where he's calling you to be and to learn in the process. It says it forces adaptation and learning, which may be uncomfortable initially. As I've said so many times, there is nothing comfortable about being 100% sold out to what God is calling you to do. It's not comfortable because he's constantly stretching us. He's constantly, moving and shaking us and molding us into what is required for us to be who he's called you to be. But it's ultimately rewarding. Nothing that we can come up with will be as rewarding as us following what God has for us, right? So that heavy feeling that we were talking about in the beginning, it could very well just be that God is requiring you to stretch. He's requiring you to show up differently.